ये पल है वही जिसमें है छुपी कोई एक सदी. This song has stayed with me, very evocative, and my story is about based on this song. Now, let me tell you, I'm not really a Shah Rukh Khan fan, but I really love this song, and it has stayed with me forever in my life. Here's my story and how it goes. My story is about being born different and being wired different. This gives you some reflection points of how it is and how we can bring about changes into other people's life. And that's what I've been doing. As I begin my story, it will be about two babies from the beginning, right? We'll have some drama in between. Yes, it is all about all these things all these great speakers have said before me, right? But I try to add a little bit of humor to it. Yes, my friends, I am from hospitality and I think different and I am different, and that's why I'm here for. When I was born, just like any other parents, my father came to see me at the hospital. You see, when he saw me at the crib, it was like I had my hand on my forehead. In Indian destiny, they say, "Ye bachche ke upar haath hai," that means it's about he's already bringing the destiny. And he gasped and he said, "Oh my God, this guy has came preloaded with so much of drama and regret." All I wanted to tell him that night or that day in the afternoon was, right, look, buddy, it's not what it is, right? I have got this and we'll do this together. And that's where our journey began. We grew up in a 130 square foot house, to be very precise. I did not measure it all. But let me tell you, it was in the tip of Mumbai where it all began. The house was enough, and it was not bigger than anyone's wardrobe. It had a rattling fan. Oh, that's what. Thank you so much for drama at birth. Yeah, it had a rattling fan over there, and yes, it was really a part of her life. But then there's one thing about it in the family of four that we lived over there was that if one sneezed in the house, we had four hands blessing you. Right? And that's what I was. I was all blessed and I was all kind to be all blessed over there. And then, like, we move on and we talk about my parents. You know, my dad was a very humble guy, a philosopher of his kind, but he worked at Bombay Docks, right? A very proud honor for him. He worked at the Bombay Docks and he used to serve misal pav and chai to the people, to the people, and to the men who build the nation. My mother used to work as housemaid at several houses, and she also had this innate quality before in her. You know, she was a true light detector. In the evening, when we came home, everything had to be spilled out. सब कुछ बताना पड़ता था हमारे को. Okay, and that's what it was. In that small little house, what we learned was it was all about humility, kindness, and about the dream. I remember I had like my moment over there when my mom used to work at several houses. I had an access to a small little library in one of those places. We have spoken about books. In that library, it became my small little hive that I will go and hide myself and speak about, learn about wonderful things and books. Books gave me an edge to curiosity, gave me something to talk about, gave me something to talk about. Here I learned about aircrafts, models, and people who were inspired and who gave inspiration. So that's what my curiosity came in. Another part came in where it was understood and it was almost decided again in like Indian ways they say, right? ये तो अपने पिताजी को join करेगा, and that's what it was. It was all decided, and I had to join Bombay Porters. And why not? Yeah, it was like 7 to 4 job, 7 to 4, 1 hour break, lots of free time, pension, retirement, and what else do you want, right? But then I suddenly realized, what's the story I'm talking about? No, this was not the story. This is not my story. this was different. I was not wired for safety. So I did something very different and obvious. I joined hospitality. Yes, hospitality was the way that I paid myself. There was this wonderful hotel which was by the sea. It had been there for a very long time. If I was walking by, I walked in over there, gave in an interview, and they gave me my first badge, and the badge was called apprentice. Okay, what a big designation. APPRINTICE. Right? I wore it with pride. I That's where I learned that you know destiny does not just come in this way. It comes in various forms and sizes. It comes with a uniform and a badge and the shift that starts at 6 o'clock in the morning. My hustle days were at real practical days. When I was talking about real practical days happened at the workplace. I worked at a cake shop. I gave happiness to people binding pastries. I worked as a waiter at the same hotel over there. And then let me tell you something about that. We ate something last night and it reminded me, okay, why do people eat rotis with vegetables on it with grated paneer, and that too they had to eat with fork and knife. Well, this is something what I learned that was called pizza, and you have to pronounce it nice, pizza, and it came from Italy. My love for bartending happened over there. So I learned, and yesterday again somebody said was drinking a nice little drink that reminded me, and I have to share this over there. Right? I did not speak English much at that time, and I would serve these very nice drinks called mojito. Well, I pronounce mojito. Right? People laugh just like you did. People laugh, but you know what? I did not care. I made them some lean lime cordial concoctions and let them have it, and they enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time as a butler, very nice, suave, okay, sophisticated. Well, I served the presidents, many royalties, celebrities, and all I had to do is to be quiet, and that's what hospitality is, the silent service. But the most breaking point or most turning point came into my life was the day when I joined the concierge services. They said, you are a part magician and part therapist, and you are different. Here in hospitality, I started to learn about different types of, not just about service, but I knew about connecting people. My concierge, my work at the concierge, which I proudly wear the little pin over here, and I'll share something about that. It gave me that pedestal. So, part magician and part therapist, I would be finding things from diapers to helicopters to like private jets to have save people marriages somewhere, stand in at a church, be a part of that, what do you call the best man kind of thing. I did it all and I enjoyed it the most, and that's where I learned about connecting and being wired with people. I was different, and I was different over there. It's all about these wonderful wirings that we have in our lives. These lives, they say that it all comes with different. It's including the LED panel that we have over here. Right? It comes with different kind of wires that all connect you: red, blue, green, and red, white, whatever the color that you may have. Okay, but when it fits in well, it gets you connected, and that's what you are here for. Years later, this was another defining moment of her life. A very nice broadcasting company, it was very famous. It came to the hotel that I was working in, and they said, okay, we would like to do a small little part on you. I said, wonderful, why? That's incredible. And this is what happened. Yes, that's a picture of my family that we had upgraded our house a little bit, and they came. So I said, beta, okay, these guys are coming. What are you going to do? Just color the paint, just have these buckets moved aside over here. This is the time for you to showcase. But no, okay, that paint peel stayed and it made the cut. And guys said, remember, okay, people really don't look for perfection. What they admire is how you have progressed in life. Today, I stand before you as corporate director at the same hotel past 30 years now. I train and mentor young dreamers and people all around. Whenever I see a concierge wearing his golden keys or his coveted golden keys, which you get after 5 years, or a butler serving a president or a celebrity somewhere, I know the light has been switched on. Right? I know I have played my part over there. Well, before I say thank you to you, but let me tell you, I'm sure you must have forgotten. I said about two babies I started my story with. Let me tell you about the second baby. The second baby is this. A phone rang. I ran to the hospital, just like any parents would do. Yeah? They all go to the hospital. I ran to the hospital. I saw my first newborn over there. And what I was curious to know was what message he was carrying for me. And I was there and I looked at the crib, and you know where his hands were. You said it? No! It was up in the air, in jubilation and joy, welcoming me with a message telling me, right, hey buddy, you did it right. Friends, wired differently and connected, this is how life is all about. What I have just shared with you, my 3 decades of resilience, patience, and uh, uh, humility all this while. And that's what I have been doing. It took me 30 years from that small little hut that I lived in South Mumbai in Kulaba to come over here on this red dot where I say hut to the dot. Let me tell you, I have been there, done it all. I have been over there, so I do not want any of the new generations to know what the hassle of things are, because this is a tried and tested models, right? When we started the day over here and Colonel was talking about time and space, and it just stuck me. That's what it is. That's what it is. That time and space has been already tried and tested for you, new learners out over here and new generation. This is my message to you. Right? Stay calm, stay kind, stay wired. Thank you.